Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback and on today's episode we're going to be healing because it's going to be super fun and I have a new skin and a mount for this character. Not only is Whitemane super cool looking with this skin on this train, but she's actually really good in a couple of situations where it's very hard to dive her. Not only that, but you can kind of play her like a DPS hero and fulfill that fantasy, I guess, if you have to be that guy. So, let's switch the camera back on. Having trouble with that this week. This is video 2 of the week. It is a YouTube video, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe your heart out. We are on Alterac Pass. Nazebo is already dead, and the team comps are going to go a little something like Vala, Malthael, Artanis, and Whitemane with a dead Nazebo, playing into a Leoric, a Tracer, Thrall, a Mephisto, and an Alexstrasza. So I can tell you right now that if this were not quick match, if we were playing in a drafted mode, that enemy team would be stacked to the brim to counter me. Not only can Mephisto dive back and annoy me, Thrall can sunder me, Tracer should basically always be on top of me, and Leorics and Toons should just make life a living hell. To be perfectly honest with you. So, there is a lot of means for me to be killed, but I have a strong suspicion that my enemy team here is going to be focusing a lot of damage on not me. So, we'll see how that goes. My Q ability on this character is called Desperate Plea. It's going to heal an ally for a small amount, and we're going to gain Desperation, a single stack of Desperation for 4 seconds. This can stack up to 3 times, and every time that this stacks up, our Q is going to cost progressively more mana. So at 1 stack, we're going to cost 90. At 2 stacks, I believe it's 120. And then at the 3rd stack, it goes even higher. And I can't remember what that is. So you don't usually want to slam 3 unless you are just in the most dire situation and you're going to be murdered right away. You want to space out your Q healing as much as possible because it is your main form of healing on this character, coupled with your 1 key. Your 1 key is called Clemency. Activate to cast Inquisition on an allied hero, healing them up for 385 over 3 seconds, and it's going to remove a stack of Desperation on top of that, which is really super good. So, that being said, the stack removal from Clemency also applies to Inquisition, which is our W, and they share the same cooldown as well. So they're both beams. One you can use on allies, one you can use on heroes. The Inquisition, though, the one that you can use on enemies, is going to channel up to 3 seconds. You're going to deal some damage every 0.5 seconds, and you're going to slow the person that you're attacking by 30%. It's a point-and-click ability. It's super easy to use, and removing... Oh man, if it weren't for that Alexstrasza heal, let me tell you. Right, no, but the slow is Whitemane's only form of CC in her base kit. You can go so far as to say she's got some CC at level 20 and at level 13, but I will not follow you there. Ooh. And the auto attack just snakes in from my star spear of space. Anyway, we can move on to our E now. It is called Searing Lash. Searing Lash is going to throw down a rectangular area, and if this rectangle hits a character, it is going to lay under the rectangle in a cross pattern, down the center of that one. So potentially you can do twice the amount of damage if you manage to hit a character with both instances of this. You can see right there, it might be a little bit tough sometimes, but it is an AoE ability, and it leads into getting a lot of healing out of our trait. And this is number 1, the biggest reason that it is difficult to play Whitemane. So Whitemane's damage is going to be her main form of healing. Now, Whitemane's trait, apart from the activatable portion of it, down goes Tracer, right on the back. Whitemane's healing abilities apply Zeal for 8 seconds with Zeal on an ally, they are going to be healed for 100% of the damage that Whitemane deals to heroes. That includes auto attacks, abilities, everything. And then we can activate this ability to get 25% spell power and lose 25 armor for, I believe it's 5 seconds, yes. You can use this while you are using Clemency or Inquisition. So, basically, anytime that you heal someone with your Q, all the all the follow-up damage that you do from that point on will heal them. And if you want to make that damage hit even harder, you hit the D button, lose a bunch of armor, and then give it a little bit more of a slap and tickle on the other side. Nazebo obviously not getting enough out of me because I didn't want to hit the D button standing in the middle of the enemy team, and he didn't really do anything to dodge the Mephisto circle. So here we are. Now, Whitemane has 2 ults. A lot of people would tell you. I'm here to tell you that there is only one, because the other one feels like a kind of a meme ult, and it's still more popular for some reason. Don't know why so many people take Divine Reckoning over Scarlet Aegis, but there it is. Scarlet Aegis is going to heal everyone in a pretty large AoE around you as Whitemane, and it's going to give them 40 armor. That 40 armor is going to keep them alive so much longer than the healing from Divine Reckoning. It's actually insane. Not only that, but that 356 heal is only at level 9. That's only going to go up at 10, and I don't know what the hell my team is doing here, because I've already pinged that I'm leaving, and then we just decide to go in with no help and no idea. It's cool. Cool. I'm so glad. Okay. I can't be mad. It's a quick match. I brought this upon myself. Just got people learn at their own pace. It's not their fault. Just gotta breathe. Okay. Anyway, if you really wanted to know, Divine Reckoning is going to drop a huge circle after a 1-second delay that's going to last for 4 seconds. It's going to deal 71 damage, 74 damage at level 10, every 0.5 seconds to enemies inside. 25% of the damage dealt is returned as mana. Good for mana regain, I guess, but I don't necessarily have problems with mana when I'm playing Whitemane because of the build. So what we're building today is going to start off with the Righteous Flame. So Searing Lash is going to deal 25% more damage, just baseline, to enemies. If the second strike hits an enemy hero, it's going to deal an additional 25% damage, and Whitemane's going to get attack speed for 4 seconds on that. Now, that attack speed is the part I'm really interested in, because I like to play auto attack Whitemane. You might not notice it a lot in my healing numbers with this game, but I also play more just to save people from themselves instead of keeping them alive forever, because it's a quick match. I can't trust anyone to really stay near me. People are going literally north and south with me in the center. Decisions are hard to make in this moment. But anyway, so that attack speed increase is going to really help with the rest of the build as well, because our auto attack damage does increase significantly with some other talents. So at level 4, we've got Unwavering Faith, increase Whitemane's basic attack range by 1.1, which is helpful as fuck. Whitemane's going to get 15% increased basic attack damage for each active Zeal buff. So every time that we have a Q on someone, we're going to get increased attack damage, and if we have our level 10, our Scarlet Aegis managed to hit 4 people on our enemy team, on our friendly team, we're going to get 60% increased auto attack damage. Vala, I love your brain. I'm not going to show on the wave because this is a smart call with the enemy team presumably being on a camp or on the bottom side of the map, because they're not really showing anywhere and there's no one top that we can tell. So really good call from the Whitemane. The only trouble is, from the Vala, the only trouble is that Whitemane doesn't have a whole lot of healing or damage for Merc camps. So the good news is The increased auto attack damage helps. It just doesn't help in the most relevant fashion, you know? But anyway, that being said, at level 7, we're picking up Intercession. As much as I'd like to take Saintly Greatstaff, I really need the cleanse for he thought so hard, this is how this works, it's got to be the exact same as Skull Missile, and it wasn't, and he fucked that ult so hard. Where was I? Oh yeah, so Intercession, it's a cleanse that's going to give us a stack of Desperation. So on top of all the things that cleanse normally does, it's also going to increase the mana cost of our Q, which is kind of whatever, but it's on a 45-second cooldown. Could be worse. And then saving team members like the Malthael and the Artanis and even the Vala to some extent, face first running into the enemy team. It's pretty important, especially when there's such clear CC coming out from the enemy team like the Mephisto route. Ooh, we saved the Malthael. You're welcome, you angel bitch. Okay, I don't think we're going to get the dragon, so it's okay to just focus on the objective. Or keeping them away from the objective. I don't necessarily have a whole lot of mana here, so we're just going to rip our ult, put as much healing as we can on everybody, and then hopefully find a fountain somewhere. Both globes are going to disappear. That's super cool. Alright. Then, no, he's ghosty. I don't know what why am I here? Why are we here? I guess this is the easiest fort for us to kill that is relatively close to the objective, but we've got our offlaners splitting into their groups as well, and Artanis is going to be our substitute tank. Oh my god. We're reducing our armor right now. We're going to get entombed. It's actually pretty painful while Tracer just attacks us in that tiny little bathroom, but at the same time, it turns out that they're not very good. So, we lived. Gonna get the building for free, and we can talk about our level 13 talent. It's called Scarlet Wrath. Basic attacks against heroes increase the duration of all active Zeals by 0.5 seconds, and lowers the cooldown of Zeal's activation by 1 second. So normally your D is on a 40-second cooldown, but you can drop that pretty significantly with auto attacks. I believe that's still got to be against heroes, right? No, it looks like it's just auto attacks. So potentially we could have a lot of spell power helping us out with the healing and the damage on a much shorter cooldown, because we're flinging star power at people, and it's gonna feel good, man. Hitting those E's on the huge bullseye that is Alexstrasza healing is just such a good feeling, and I'm sure my team knows that we can do that as well. But I personally want to be the one to walk up and just drop that lash on him, you know. I hit the Leoric twice. I could be auto-attacking right now, but my team is full health, so there's really no reason for me to do it. I do want to be in a safe position against the Tracer, the Leoric, and the Thrall Sundering. So, oh, he's just going to get blasted. Trying to do a camp while we're just hanging around here, man. I don't know what you're thinking. But that brings us to level 16, where we're going to be picking up Radiance. Now, Radiance is far and away the best tool for saving people in Whitemane's kit. And I say this even though her ultimate is really, really good at doing that exact same thing. So, is everybody gonna die? No, we're gonna live because of Whitemane healing, all that armor, all that fucking damage, and we killed the Leo. Well, I guess Vala, I mean, she's just trying to make the enemy team feel like they're not, you know, bad, right? Even though they are. We just want to make them feel like they can continue playing the game. It's okay. They can make a comeback. But Radiance, upon reaching 3 stacks of Desperation, all allies with Zeal are healed for 355. Activating Zeal while at 3 stacks of Desperation is now going to give us 10 armor instead of reducing it. So, the healing that we're getting from Radiance The 355 is, let's see, that's only about 150 shy of the healing that we're getting from Scarlet Aegis. Now, couple those two things together, so you land a big Scarlet Aegis, unlike that one, which missed the Artanis and the Malthael. You got that 500 healing, and then if you're in big trouble, you slam your Q button until you've reached maximum stacks, just like we're doing right now. And then everybody with Zeal on them is going to get that additional burst healing on top of the burst healing that you've already given them with your ult. So you've just given people a shitload of health to work with from purely your healing abilities. Couple that with any damage that you're doing in the meantime, and you've given them 40 armor to stop any incoming damage on top of that as well. So you've effectively given them way more HP than I can do the math for, but we'll say theoretically at least 1200 HP. Effective HP. That's not actual numbers. That's just what I assume 800 health is like with 40% armor. If someone knows the math on that, please feel free to correct me. I just don't. And I do not have a calculator or the wherewithal to come up with those numbers right now. Anyway, that's why I take Radiance at 16, because that burst healing is fucking nuts. And that additional armor for Whitemane at 3 stacks, it's not terrible either. So basically, you can hit your whole combo there, slap your D, as one does, and then potentially do a shitload of just unabated damage to continue healing on top of that. Now, level 20 is what makes Whitemane just supremely broken as a late game healer, in my opinion, and that is the Scarlet Crusade. Scarlet Aegis is going to heal for 50% more. Nuts, I know. What is that? That's going to be 270. Basically, we're going to go up to about 800 healing on our Scarlet Aegis, and it is going to make people unstoppable for 2 whole seconds. 2 seconds. That is a team-wide unstoppable cleanse for 2 seconds that you can use on a 60-second cooldown. And you tell me that you want to take Divine Reckoning. I rest my case. Anyway, the 20 talent tier for Whitemane is, I just... find me a reason that you wouldn't take that. I know what you're thinking. If Leoric entombs me and I'm silenced, I'm buried alive at level 20, how am I going to press R to become unstoppable? Or how am I going to press R if I'm being collapsed upon? Well, you see, with careful positioning and an understanding of what's about to happen, you can preemptively hit your R button as well. Give yourself a lot of mana. Armor. A little bit late here. My apologies. Give yourself a shitload of armor, unstoppable, and potentially save yourself from some really nasty situations. But more than that, it's for enabling your team. It's a cleanse. You already have another cleanse at level 7. So you have 2 forms of unstoppable that you can put on carries, you can put on tanks, you can put on people to save them from themselves. And my team is all defending a boss right now. We're level 21 to 19. Our boss is going into their keep. I'm not entirely sure my team is aware that this could just end the game. Not the boss itself, but the advantage that we had going into the boss going down the top lane. So me standing here by myself in solidarity at the objective while 4 of my teammates kill a boss is just my supreme lack of disappointment. Again, quick match. I can't really... I mean, they're learning. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't know, honestly. It's 21 to 20, though. We've got the objective channeling. 40 whole seconds to go on that bad boy, and it looks like the enemy team is finally going to either take that camp or make their way up here to try to kill us. Vala, oh my god. That is a huge entomb, and that is an even huger Scarlet Aegis. And even more huge damage on top of that to keep my entire team alive with the single button press, because fuck people who take Divine Reckoning. I just don't know how to show you any more than in that moment why that ult is so vastly inferior. I got entombed, people, and then I just casually just walked it out a little bit and saved myself and my entire team at 1% of all of our life. I just go back and watch it repeatable. I mean, watch it as many times as you need to. Holy shit. You're welcome. Show that to people who tell you that Divine Reckoning is good. Unless it's in like a meme clip show thing, and then by all means, if it does cool things, let it do cool things. Obviously can't do it all the time, especially if I'm caught way back in the janitor Leoric's bathroom, but at least we didn't die at the end. I didn't die, period, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I will stay really far back in the team fight if I am even the slightest bit scared playing a healer. Sure, Vala, you can have the MVP. I'll just sit over here in the corner with the Dominator and silence. Oh, look at that. Everybody really knows who the savior was there. That was I. Here is the build again in case you need it. Talents at level 1, we've got a Righteous Flame. There is an Unwavering Faith at 4. 7 is Intercession, which is also Cleanse. Scarlet Aegis is 10. 13 is going to be Scarlet Wrath. 16 is Radiance. And then 20 is Scarlet Crusade. Lots of Scarlets in the naming conventions for the talents, but that's fine. It's thematic. Whatever you gotta do. Even though Star Princess, Star Queen, I think it's Star Queen Whitemane is way cooler than regular Whitemane. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. This is the second video of the week. Let me know if you liked it. Feel free to thumbs up that ridiculous Scarlet Aegis at the end there. I mean, my god, if that doesn't get your juices flowing, I don't know what will. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll focus a bit more, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, GG's. I will see you there.